Good morning, good morning. This is Kula Dula from OptionScalps, and this is our pre-market live show. Let's get into it a little bit, huh? Okay, so yesterday was kind of interesting into the close. I was kind of baffled that everything squeezed so much. But we're really starting to see some stocks trying to rip. I made a reference to a previous day with all-time highs, right? Our last visit to all-time highs. We swept liquidity, boom, made a sub-high, and then we squeezed the last hour. Well, this was, we made the high, started making subsequent highs, squeeze, swept all those, and then the next following day was just torched, right? And so I said, it looks awfully similar. We'll see what happens. Well, we're opening up below yesterday's high. I wouldn't say it's at anything near which would be considered a sell-off type of deal. For me, I'd have to see some type of bearish signal. But your target for the downside on SPY here would be right around right around 570. I mean, we keep making our targets 570, and we keep visiting 570. So today, I do think that we have more of a possibility to push into potentially new highs into that 576 area. I do think that's a possibility today. I think that there are some stocks today that are going to be pushing relatively strong. At the same time, I think that some might get torched today. And so we're going to go over a couple of them. So first thing I want to do here is our partners over at Gamma Edge giving us this data for today. You can start to see that our bottom is starting to be formed about 571. That's where they have us going. GEX demand at 570 is virtually where we're talking about on our play. GEX supplies at 575. Open interest has this thing pegging 580. The high 575. So there's really no super big change on this, right? On today's. As you start adding in later into the week, we start to okay, so this is even changed. Our actual spot now is we're still call dominated. We're still trying to move this needle up, but again, the goalposts have not moved. 575, 570 walls until one of those is broken and we see like some type of continuation there, you really have to be careful about what you're doing there, because you don't want to get trapped on either one of these. But if you're looking to go long, you're going long near 570 and cutting below. So I'm all about risk versus reward. Let's take a look at Tesla real quick. I'll let this load while we're sitting here and how's the mic? Take a look at Tesla here. I think that Tesla popping over 120. Let's get to the other chart. So yesterday, we talked about, potentially pushing down to this 117.61 area, and then pushing up to 120. We didn't quite get to that. We got damn close, but we didn't quite get to that. And then we talked about pushing up to that 120 area. And that's exactly what it did. It kind of played range bound between, 120 and about 119, and that's all that did yesterday. Now we're popping on it. Okay, so now we're looking at this saying, all right, let's watch how this responds. There's going to be two things for me here. You're going to see either a sell down, likely targeting this low here, and then potentially move up, or you're going to see a sell down aiming for this. Here, let me just delete this. Or you're going to see a sell down aiming for 119.82 and then potentially move up. Or you're going to see a confirmation bounce near 121 here, 121.70, looking to run, targeting 124.50 here on Tesla, or excuse me, on NVDA. I can't wait to show y'all Tesla's Gamma Edge report. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Okay, so NVIDIA partners at Gamma Edge. We're seeing 130 start to grow on a larger scale. As of right now, we're starting to see a pretty broadened range here, right? We're still being predominantly, we're still call dominated. It looks like they're trying to get this thing to rise to 130 over the month of October. You can see that 130 open interest is growing, but we're still looks like we're contained in this range here. We'll see if we start pressing over this 122 wall. Looks like we're going to be targeting 130 if that's going to be the case. So your spot, your top is 125, 119, 23. So your divider here is 122. So over 122, you're looking for 125. So watch the bounce here off of 121.75. Worst case scenario, watch it come down to this area right here, 120.39, which we didn't talk about earlier, and try to make a run for these highs here. I don't think that it'll get over the top of 125, 124.50 today. I think it will get sold on 124.50, likely be range bound between something like that. So if we do, it'll toe touch. I don't think it'll get a continuation today. I don't. Let me get rid of that. Bada bing. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla opening up within its range from yesterday. Let's go 1 day down here, our 1 day range, and we're virtually here. Whoa, clicked the wrong thing. Range bound. This is yesterday's range, and we're stuck within it. I don't think you know, there is much to say about NVDA here. I think it'll probably push up into this order block here. I think it'll probably push up in this order block, probably get sold on, likely target in this 250, 260 range right here before trying to find a bounce. Today, very call dominated. Let's go here. Let's go October. Here, let's do this week only. We're looking at 270 GEX supply, which virtually means this is where they're trying to move this, right? 270. So do we pop today and go to 270? I don't think that's the case, but if we do, it's the 270 visit and turn around. So 270 be the high. 271. We have our daily target, so let's keep that in consideration. Hold on, daily target I guess it's right at 271. So 271, that'd be the high by pennies, and then it won't go any higher. But I think it's probably contained here. I really do. I think it's probably contained, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. There's no risk versus reward here that makes sense. I suppose you could run this thing. I suppose you can run it down to 255 and try to get it there, but the RVR is just not there. I don't see how you could possibly trade Tesla today, unless you're going for the downside, and I would not today. But the interesting thing is with, let's see, yeah. The interesting thing is we start to see, watch this, hold on. I think this is an interesting tell here. This is not what I remember seeing, so it must have updated. It's an interesting tell here. The 255 is starting to become the low. 240 it does broaden next week into 240, but we're still maintaining. So it almost looks like to me that we're anticipating some type of pullback. 270 is going to be the wall. And then we're having some type of 10% range, right? Between 270 and 240. I think it's probably a smart idea especially if you're somebody who's willing to move on from your Tesla shares, to sell covered calls around that 270 area. I do think that that's probably a relative good idea if you're okay parting with them. Okay, as it could continue to go to 230, but I think once you get to that first visit, these first times you come into these call walls, that you need to be cognizant of that. And this is, when you look at the walls, you're looking past them as well, and you start to see 300 starts to grow like this, right? Well, that's a definite possibility that 300 that they drive this up into 300, but there's also a different possibility that sentiment can change on a dime. So don't get too carried away with this. Have it in the back of your mind, but focus on the short term. And I think that 270 is probably going to be the short term high for Tesla. So does that happen today? I don't think so. I think we probably nudge over a little bit, and then we spend a lot of time being range bound unless the market really moves today, and starts getting into that closer to that 277, 280 look, or excuse me, five. I've been noticing I'm doing that lately. Unless the market like SPY with the Qs, but specifically with SPY here, the Q getting into like the 580 range. If that's the case, then potentially we start seeing that. But there's still some weakness in this market. It's kind of nuts. But we'll do that on a different show. I'm going to try to figure that out. But as far as this morning, how it looks, I mean, I'm going to be waiting patiently for a good short here. I think the whole idea of a Lotto 570 is almost, or excuse me, like a Lotto 570 is, I'd say it's almost a waste of money. I think what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see this fall to where we thought we fall, which we did get yesterday. If you followed us on X, we took a short here, looking forward to punch this after hours and collect on it, and I ultimately had to take barely. I barely had to take any profits on that, and in fact, my last contract I did take a small loss on, but nothing big. It just didn't ran out of time. It ran out of time. It got to where we needed to go. It just was after hours, of course, right? So you need to keep an eye on this. See if this thing wants to say do one of these numbers, and then we could potentially follow this breakdown for targeting 570. Or excuse me, you can target 571.5 and then 570. I just don't know if we're going to get under 570 anymore. I believe our call our floor keeps rising, and when the floor keeps rising, that means eventually we're going to have a just an absolute breakout. So we're on the look here. I'm just not sure where risk versus reward comes into play today. I really don't. I'm having a hard time with that. Maybe it's a directional day down. Maybe it's a directional day up. I don't think that indexes will be directional up. I just don't. And so it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to wait for a breakdown, or I'm going to wait for it to break down, and then I'll look to get on recovery. But it's going to be a wait and wait day. So kind of like it yesterday. We waited for the right setup with Apple. We took it, and then it is what it is. We could have taken a couple other trades. Back tested them yesterday, and every one of them hit. But try to look for those A+ setups. So anyways, we got data today at 8:45 and 9 o'clock, and that is Central Standard Time. That is 15 and 30 minutes after the bell opens. Be careful, don't get trapped. If you're in positions around that time, just it's probably best just not be in positions around that time unless you're looking to utilize the volatility. So but all right, that's going to be it for today. Hey, listen, if you guys don't understand some of the stuff that we work with and how we were able to identify these levels, join us on our free trial here. We have a free community, and we also have our VIP program. This is located at wap.com/OptionScalps. Again, wap.com/OptionScalps. It's going to be right here. We have a 48-hour free trial. We also have a $14.99 week pass, and then come in, check it out. You're going to get access to our trading view indicator, which helps you with our strategy. You're going to get access to all our educational content. Free prizes are given away. We also get a copy of your Options Mastery book, and all of our free alerts. So, and one-on-one trading with us, and live trading, and in consulting. We've got a lot of things going on, y'all. I'm super excited about it. I hope everybody joins us. But if you don't, it is what it is. You know, I totally understand that and respect that. So, but, you know, hey, listen, you could be on the train with us, and I wanted to do that so bad. All right, y'all, take care.